We have a couple news topics that happened this week, and the first one is involving the Dyatlov Pass incident, which we did a very in-depth episode on this whole deal. It was quite a while ago, I think, that we actually did it. But so if you're not familiar with the Dyatlov Pass incident, basically these 9 Russian hikers, like I said, they died, but when their bodies were actually recovered, it was their injuries to their actual bodies that was truly baffling for investigators at the time, because one of the victims had a fractured skull, 2 others had major chest fractures, and the body of one of the group members was actually missing both of its eyes, and also one of the members' tongues was also missing as well. Now, the big deal with this is that investigators have gone back through and seemingly looked at all of the evidence again, retraced the entire the path of the hikers and everything. And they've come to the conclusion that basically, all of this was due to natural causes. Like their deaths were all ruled a result of natural causes. So both hypothermia as well as an avalanche.
Okay. Well, how does an avalanche rip someone's tongue out? That makes absolutely no sense.
Or hypothermia for that matter.
Yeah. It's not like it freezes off and
then your tongue just runs away. Like you probably wouldn't be in the best shape, obviously, but this is some weird shit that's happened. One guy had both of his eyes missing.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Absolutely not.
So I think, and their sort of rebuttal to both of those things would be that this was wildlife that was out there while they were there, dead, that wildlife came in and ate the eyes and ate the tongue because those are fleshy parts of the human body. So maybe they go for that
more
first.
Than that, or there'd be more evidence
more evidence of other stuff. And that's the thing, is there's really not that much, it's hard to tell too, because some of their bodies and injuries were really, really bad. I mean, it's a lot more graphic than the description I just gave, but a lot of massive traumatic injuries to their bodies. So to just explain it away as an avalanche, which, caused them to leave the tent or whatever, and then they ended up dying of hypothermia because of the result of the avalanche, to me just does not answer all the questions that surround this. I mean, there's still so many different things, and honestly, we could dive back into this whole thing from the very beginning and look at it from, this different perspective to try to see if this is even possible for it to be an avalanche and hypothermia. But at the end of the day, I think it's still unexplained. I don't think that those two things fully, at least I know for me and so many others out there, they're like, yeah, I don't buy that. Like,
and it's from the Russian government. I mean, obviously they're going to want to squash any ideas that it could be anything else, possibly even supernatural, or I don't know, some type of crazy killer.
I mean, there was a lot of theories that were thrown around.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from aliens to Yetis to the military doing secret exercises up there or testing out weapons that they just never told anybody about. So I don't know. It's a truly bizarre one. And even the Dyatlov Foundation has refused to accept the conclusion that it was simply the men going through an avalanche.
I think there would be more cases that are similar to this. This is such a, there is, what's that other one that's so similar? The American one. The Yuba County 5.
Yeah.
Their case is pretty weird too, but I mean, wouldn't there be more cases of people getting their tongues eaten out and their eyes eaten out and stuff? If that just is something that happens.
I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but at least cases that we hear about, it's very weird because like how this one really stuck with us and carried over all of this time, and we're still talking about it and people are still investigating it and trying to wrap their heads around how this could happen, how that could happen. So I don't think we have an answer yet. I think it's going to be a mystery forever potentially, because at the end of the day, I mean, how are we supposed to possibly know? There's only so much evidence that you can look at before you run out and you're just purely speculating. So to me, to just close this up, say this is our conclusion, everybody stupid. Buy it and shut up about it, it's not going to work. This is going to continue on and on forever.
I think so too.